So, Bulkhead Interactive successfully funded Battalion 1944's Kickstarter campaign, reaching a total fund of £317,000 and just over 10,000 backers. That's an amazing achievement. It seems people really are interested in seeing this game made. One thing that's been on everyone's minds though is the stretch goals. 4 of them were met, with Battalion employing a new community manager, committing to producing enhanced particle effects and the Currahee bootcamp training area, and also stating they'll produce a competitive D-Day map as well. But what people were really concerned about was the lack of the addition of factions, being the British and Russian forces. These were 2 larger stretch goals, and unfortunately the money wasn't raised to meet those targets. Both the British and the Russian forces were heavily present in World War II and have been a staple of previous World War II shooters as well. It almost feels alien to not have them here in Battalion. But the developers have got some news for us surrounding these 2 factions, and news that hopefully will spread some happiness within the community that's built up around this game. The developers have been in contact with some larger publishers and are in talks discussing the possibility of getting funding from them to be able to create more content for the game. Specifically, their focus right now is to get the British and Russian factions into the game somehow, and extra funding from an external source will allow the team at Battalion the resources, the people, and the time to create this kind of content. Here's a snippet from Joe Brammer, exclusive producer on Battalion. Here's what he had to say. Nobody wants to have the British and Russian factions more than us. I want to get out in front of this and let everyone know what we've been planning, because this is something we clearly all want, not just you, but us as well. We've been talking to some very big publishers over the last few weeks. We have not gone out looking for them, they have approached us. Although we aren't at liberty to say who they are, we can say they're loved by their communities and they understand how important it is to a team and a community like ours to retain 100% creative control over a game like Battalion 1944. They have no intentions, and nor do we have any intentions of just giving up the design and creativity behind the Battalion franchise. The game will always remain 100% ours, built together with the community. Based on the quote there, I think it's clear the developers understand this community very well. They're looking for alternative ways to fund their game outside of the money pledged from the Kickstarter. I mean, £317,000 sounds like a lot of money, and it really is a lot of money. But when it comes to making a video game, that's not really a lot of money at all. Think about DICE making Battlefield or Activision making Call of Duty. Those guys spend millions of pounds on just the marketing campaigns alone. Then you've got costs like developer salaries, licenses, and so on. Games cost a lot of money to make, and it's awesome to see that Battalion 1944 has got the attention of some publishers out there. With this kind of deal in the future potentially happening, I think it's safe to say that the British and Russian forces are unlikely to make it into the base game, but will likely be added as DLC in the future. Looking at some of the other stretch goals from the Kickstarter, perhaps even the Pacific Theatre, including the Japanese forces and Pacific mat locations, that now looks like a real possibility. Even the goal of creating an offline wave-based mode, which they called Behind Enemy Lines, which was the goal for reaching £500,000 worth of funding, is perhaps something we could see in the future. If you didn't back the Battalion project, but you did like the look of the game, or maybe you didn't pledge because PayPal wasn't an option, I know that was a big issue for some fans out there during the campaign. The team will be launching a PayPal late pledge offer soon, so look out for that. Follow me on Twitter, the link's in the description. I'll be tweeting about that when it launches. Battalion 1944 has gone a little bit quiet over the last few weeks since the Kickstarters ended, but it's pretty clear there's a lot of money there now for the developers to spend creating this game. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and drop me a like as well. It is always appreciated. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.